There is no instance of a nation benefiting from prolonged warfare. Flock Forster. John Lennon. Recently, the final episode of Attack on Titan finally came out. Should've ended 2 years ago. And this ending, it got me feeling a whole sorts of ways. I had a couple video ideas, but when I spitballed this one on Twitter, you guys seemed to really dig the idea. So here it is. From the genius mastermind who brought you such classics as Every Stand versus Every Pokemon and Every Stand versus 1 billion lions, today I am deciding who would win. Every Stand in Jojo's Bizarre Adventure or the Rumbling. To keep this video as accessible as possible for fans of both series or neither series, I'm gonna explain the concepts of stands and the rumbling on a basic level without too many spoilers. I'll do my best for the Attack on Titan spoilers, but come on. It's the rumbling. Its mere existence is a spoiler. The rumbling is an event in Attack on Titan where hundreds of thousands of wall titans stand shoulder to shoulder and walk in a straight line. The purpose of this is to flatten the entire Earth, leave no land on the planet unrumbled, crush everything in its path, driving life itself to the brink of extinction. In a nutshell, the rumbling is a big moving wall of death. You can't outrun it, you can't go around it, and you can't even go over it. Well, I guess some people can, but they're rich. Eat the rich. The reason it's named the rumbling is because when the rumbling is coming, you can feel the earth shake before you can even see them. Even if you're some lucky duck who manages to dodge the Titan's feet, doesn't even matter. The Titans not only flatten everything, they burn it too. The high concentration of energy makes the place hotter than hell. Actual scorched earth tactics. You know, I should have guessed these Titans were from the Red Army. Dude saw Stalin and went, I want to be him. But with 176 unique stand abilities in Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, surely at least one of them could stop the rumbling. Right? Let's look at the Founder first. The Founder is this hallucigenia looking ass, and it marches alongside the Titans, presumably at the front center of the army. To stop the rumbling, you don't need to kill hundreds of thousands of wall titans, you just need to kill one titan. The Founder. Easier said than done, to be honest. It's really hard to comprehend how big the Founder is without a proper frame of reference, so let me break it down for you. The Founder stands at a resounding 235 meters tall. That's the same height as the Cleveland Terminal Tower. In imperial measurements, that's 130 Christians stacked on top of each other. And that's only the height. The Founder crawls. Ugh, I don't even want to know how long this thing is. If you want to stop the rumbling, you gotta get through the wall of colossal titans, survive the scorching heat admitted by all those big boys, and then you gotta smash the back of the neck of this Lovecraftian beast. It all sounds ridiculous, impossible even, but I wouldn't be so sure. In Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, a stand is an apparition or ability tied to a user. Sure, a lot of them are brute strength based, and all of those will be absolutely zero help against the rumbling, but some of them are very niche abilities. So niche and obscure that through some careful planning and execution, might be able to stop the rumbling. When it comes down to it, Every Stand versus the rumbling is kinda similar to Every Stand versus a billion lions. Both are massive horde fights that will favor any AoE or CC stands over single target damage. That's area of effect and crowd control for any of you non-gamers. I'm not gonna abbreviate the last one. But unlike the Lions fight, the stands don't need to be able to defeat all the wall titans like they had to with the Lions. They just need to survive them, because the only one they should be gunning to kill is the Founder. My first instinct for a stand in this fight was Made in Heaven. Made in Heaven is the ability to infinitely accelerate the flow of time, but only for organic life. At first, I thought Made in Heaven could accelerate time until the Wall Titan Legion simply deteriorated. Then I realized, oh yeah, Attack on Titan makes it very clear again and again, the Titans are nothing but organic material. Meaning all Made in Heaven would do is make them walk really, really slowly, but only for Made in Heaven and not any of the other stands. My next instinct was Limp Bizkit. For those who saw the 1 Billion Lions video, you know the power of exponential growth. Limp Bizkit is the ability to turn any nearby corpses into invisible zombies under your command. But what would you rather have? An invisible zombie lion at your disposal? Or an invisible zombie wall titan under your command? Unfortunately, Limp Bizkit isn't gonna work here, and let me explain why. When a titan dies, their body evaporates at an incredibly fast speed. We never get a proper estimate of how long it takes for a titan to completely evaporate, but near the beginning of the series, we do see a titan completely evaporate within seconds. So like, any wall titan zombies would be completely worthless since they would just wither away. You could make the argument that since the invisible zombies are a separate apparition from the original corpse, they would be immune to evaporation. But my counterpoint is, despite being spirits, they're still anchored to our world of physics. And we know that because we do indeed see them interact with mass. And so I personally believe even invisible zombie titan spirits would still be affected by our laws of physics. The same laws that cause dead titans to evaporate. I dropped out of college, I hope that made sense. The hand dies. This isn't working. We need to get more creative. We need to get wackier. Superfly! Superfly is a stand that manifested as a big transmission tower. How threatening. The stand user is trapped inside the transmission tower, turned to metal if he ever tried to leave. So the stand user waits until a poor sap is dumb enough to step inside Superfly. Once there's 2 people inside Superfly, one of them is free to leave. The stand user seizes the opportunity to leave, trapping the second guy stuck in the tower for the cycle to continue. This is obviously not going to work for the rumbling. The founder is way too big to fit inside a tiny transmission tower. Instead, the tower would get crushed. Crushed. Superfly is impervious to all damage. If anyone tries to attack the transmission tower, all damage is reflected back at the person who did it. If the founder tried to crush the tower under its own weight, that weight would be reflected back onto the founder. It's like taking the founder and then throwing another founder on top of him. Surely that's enough to kill it. Right? The founder has full access to the power of Ymir. And the power of Ymir does a ton of random bull, including the ability for the founder to rebuild its body as long as the founder has the will to do so. To kill the founder, not only do you need to deal a death blow, you also gotta kill its morale, make it not want to regenerate, or at least sever its connection with Ymir. You think after everything gets done, it's gonna take a big hit from a transmission tower and go, alright, I'm done with this. You can just kill me. No! I don't want that. It's gonna get back up and keep marching forward for at least another 10 years. But we're almost there. We're so close. We need something so wacky, so zany, so bizarre that it could bullshit its way to a victory. What do you think, Metas from youtube.com/@metasmetas?
Hello everybody, it's your host Swag Kage here, back with another video. No, actually it's Metas. Hi, how you doing? I'm now on Chewy's channel, here to talk about what stands could beat the rumbling. Now I've chosen a few of my personal favorites here. First, starting off with something Chewy is very familiar with, Bohemian Rhapsody. Now for the non-educated AOT fans out there, what is Bohemian Rhapsody? What is its stand ability? Well, this is probably one of the more OP ones in Jojo. It more or less has the ability to bring fictional characters into real life on a planetary scale, and when those fictional characters are brought into real life, they how do I say this? Keep all of their powers and force you into their story. So if for whatever reason you end up being the villain of their story, you'll die. Because if the story says you die, you'll die. Like, it follows it word for word, bar for bar. That's what Bohemian Rhapsody does on a planetary scale. So if
the founder
were to be caught in any fictional universe's characters, storyline, which is all of them, because all of them activate while Bohemian Rhapsody is activated,
the founder
it's Like, I don't know how else to really say it. He just kind of walks into literally anything, and it's kind of game over. Like, every individual Colossal Titan, and
the founder
himself included, will end up in some type of storyline they have to go through, and they'll probably end up dying. Now, no, you can break out of it by killing said characters, but you are fighting those characters at their strongest because they are fictional characters. So it's like a massive power scaling within power scaling shenanigans problem. How I see the fight turning out is like Bohemian Rhapsody summons whatever gods or deities within the AOT universe to kick
the founder
his ass, because Bohemian Rhapsody can technically do that, as it's able to bring historical characters and fictional characters to life. Bohemian Rhapsody would be able to defeat the Rumbling. However, there are two major weaknesses with Bohemian Rhapsody. If you kill the stand user, you basically defeat the stand and everything goes back to normal. On the flip side of that, well, actually it's not really the flip side, it's just kind of a really abstract way of beating your villains. If you literally make up a character in real time to defeat Bohemian Rhapsody, and its sole purpose is to beat Bohemian Rhapsody, it will beat Bohemian Rhapsody due to how the ability works. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. I just personally don't see
the founder
or the other Colossal Titans actually defeating this stand, because one, the user could be literally halfway across the planet activating this ability, and two, I don't think
the founder
is going to make up a character. And in a double shock surprise, Chewie hasn't talked about Wonder Review.
If you want your peanuts, you're gonna have to do better than that.
What?
You gotta keep talking for at least another 2.5
mean
minutes if you want today's food rations.
But it's Wonder Review, Chewie. I don't have to explain shit.
Look, dude, I don't make the rules. I
damn
just
it.
hand out peanuts.
Okay, here's how Wonder Review more or less works. The sheer thought of intending to pursue Wonder Review will activate the ability. What comes after that is random objects colliding into you, doing a lot of damage. At one point, objects that would seemingly do no damage to you, because you wouldn't think about it, like rain in this example, would start tearing through you because of wacky Jojo shenanigans. So what would end up happening within this Rumbling scenario is, since
the founder
is trying to kill everybody, and everybody includes Toru, the ability would activate. And I don't know how Chewie's gonna show this, but like literal rain could end the entire Rumbling. Like
the founder
himself is getting like not one-shotted, but like an entire storm cloud just chews through
the founder
himself, basically stopping the Rumbling. Like, it's honestly that simple. Like, random objects become hyper lethal to the point it's like stupid, like almost on Looney Tunes level stupid. So like
the founder
we'll just lose to a rain cloud and then the Rumbling's over. I don't know how else to explain it without getting like super in depth or anything, but you're just gonna have to trust me. Wonder Review's just stupid, dog. It's like, I don't know how else to explain it. It's just goofy shit like that. Oh yeah, tiny little thing I forgot to mention. You can't touch Wonder Review. He controls all of Calamity in existence, and the only way to hurt him is through an object that doesn't exist, and AOT doesn't have that, like, at all. So yeah, Wonder Review is basically unstoppable and will literal one-shot you if you wanted to, anytime, any week. Thank you, Chewie, for having me and discussing these stands that could defeat the Rumbling in a very goofy manner that I'm not very akin to. But if you want to learn more of your favorite stands, or just curious about JoJo power scaling, you can head over to my channel. So, deuces.
All right, shut up. Clearly, you don't know the potential behind Cheap Trick. Cheap Trick, for those unfamiliar, is a minor villain stand in JoJo's fourth part, Diamond is Unbreakable. It's often forgotten about, and especially in any kind of stand matchups, and while I do get that with over 100 stands, some are bound to get more or less attention from the community, but goddamn, I love this little guy. Cheap Trick attaches itself to the stand user's back. If anyone else sees the backside of Cheap Trick's user, Cheap Trick turns the user into a Funko Pop, killing them instantly, and then binding itself to the person who saw the back. That person becomes Cheap Trick's new user. In a world full of supernatural superhumans with stands that can protect them from any kind of physical harm, I love that to Cheap Trick, it doesn't even matter. Who cares how strong you are? Who cares if you're a 250-pound beefcake gym-maxing, creatine-chugging, leg day enthusiast, protein supplement trend-injecting, chest-pumping bodybuilder able to wrestle a polar bear? It don't mean jack if you even take a peep at Timothy's backside here. You know, if Cheap Trick only killed someone who sees the user's bare back, okay, I get it. It's a limit to prevent it from being too overpowered. But no, even with clothes, your back is not safe.
What the dog doing?
It's like training your whole life to be the perfect martial artist, and then here comes Cheap Trick into the fight with a gun. Now, how funny is it that I could confidently say that the climax of Attack on Titan, the rumbling, this horrific apocalyptic event can be completely stopped by goddamn Cheap Trick from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And here's how. First, we need 2 sacrifices, an initial user for Cheap Trick, doesn't matter who, and a pilot. Next, we need a plane. Luckily, there is literally only one plane in Attack on Titan, known as the Flying Boat Prototype. Now, we must fly Cheap Trick's user towards the rumbling, towards the Founder. Once the plane is directly in front of the Founder's face, in front of its eyes, open the door and jump out back first towards the Founder. Meanwhile, the pilot brings the plane back up above the Founder. Now pretend you're the Founder. No, really. Close your eyes. Really immerse yourself. If a plane flies in front of your face and out pops some dude without a parachute, you are gonna look at him. You are gonna see his backside. This will trigger Cheap Trick killing the falling man and transferring over to the Founder. And once Cheap Trick is attached to the Founder's back, the pilot takes a breath in, thinks of his beautiful wife at home, the daughter he will never get to see grow up, his last regrets being the time he wasted with his family instead of the slot machines at the casino. And then he opens his eyes, looks down at the Founder, its massive back the size of a settlement, and in an instant, the Founder is killed, turned into a marketable plushie by Cheap Trick. And the plane, well, it goes down too. The Wall Titans stop their march. The rumbling is over. The stand successfully stopped the rumbling. And it's all thanks to Cheap Trick. So next time you're debating strongest stands in JoJo, put more respect on Cheap Trick's name. If Cheap Trick isn't enough to convince you, I also think Notorious B.I.G. would have a field day with the Founder. Notorious B.I.G. is completely immortal and eats anything moving like a game of agar.io. Asshole. You let this guy loose on the Founder and it's getting devoured whole. Cheap Trick was so much more fun to talk about though, which is why this guy's getting the sideline treatment. Since I'm speedrunning through this, also catch the rainbow, which turns raindrops into immovable objects, meaning the Founder and all the Wall Titans are going to slice themselves into pieces with their endless march. It's like walking through a meat grinder, and we know the Founder isn't going to stop since it loves to keep moving forward. Even Dr. Wu could kill the Founder, but there's no way for me to explain that spoiler free, so if ya know, ya know. Actually, no. Only Ymir knows. There you go. Stands can stop the rumbling. Go tell your mom. I bet she'll be relieved. Like the video for more epic AOT content. The Battle of Heaven and Earth is really messy, so I did my best, but if I forgot anything, please let me know in the comments below. Okay, please subscribe before you go and never hear my voice again. Okay, subscribe. Bye!